Hey everybody. Don't know if that started. Hi. Um so just wanted to share a little bit of what's been up. Uh okay, so yesterday was my birthday. I turned 34. Yay. And it was an interesting day. So, you know, with everything that's been happening, I didn't know how I was going to feel. I didn't know because I had my first chemo and it's been a couple weeks, but I didn't know, like, not having ever been through this, didn't know if I would be feeling good, if I would want to go out, if I, would feel up to anything. And so I just didn't want to plan anything because I didn't want to have plans and then be disappointed. Um, so in my mind, it was just like, this isn't a big deal. It's not any different than any other day. And I'm just gonna like do whatever. So have chemo, feel horrible for like a week or so. And then my birthday comes around and I actually feel decent physically. But I think this past week, I'm getting over the physical part, and now the mental emotional part is kind of kicking in of trying to process everything and figure it all out and all that, which in ways can be harder than the physical part because physically you have to do it. You have to, you know, you have to survive, you have to eat, you have to take care of your kid. And obviously, people have helped so much, but like you have to go through the physical part. The emotional part, you can push that off as long as you want and just keep ignoring it, which is kind of what I had been doing. So, but this past week, I feel like a lot of it has just kind of um, caught up with me. And I've really had to kind of process and not figure out, but just kind of figure out what's happening and come to terms with it. So with the birthday, I was just in this mindset of like, I just don't care, like, whatever. And I feel like everyone else was, let's make this the best birthday ever because of everything that she's been going through, which I completely appreciate. And I mean, that touches me so much that people care, that they wanted me to have a good day, all that. But it was just like, okay. So birthday rolls around. Of course, Grayson usually wakes up at 7. He woke up at 6. And so I got up with him, changed his diaper, and then I was like, okay, we're going to try and get him back to sleep. So maybe we can just get a little bit more sleep. And I rocked him for like an hour because he was just not, like, he was so tired, but he was still fighting it. And so I rocked him for an hour, which is fine. Like, I don't rock him that often. And so when I do, I don't really mind. I finally get him to sleep. He's like out. I uncrossed my legs because my foot was asleep. And he's like, and totally would not go back to sleep. I'm like, dude. So started the day off like that, which, whatever. I obviously, this is my first birthday with the kid. And even more so, it was kind of like, okay, it's just another day because I have him and he doesn't know it's my birthday and he doesn't care. So he woke up early. I think he might be teething because he's had a runny nose and he's just not completely himself. He's just kind of fussy, not super happy. So there's that whole aspect. So he wakes up early. We feed him. And I told Jordan that I wanted an apple fritter for my birthday because I don't normally eat donuts. And so he drove and took Grayson and they got donuts. And I did get to rest a little bit then, so that was nice. But Grayson fell asleep in the car and it kind of just threw off his whole nap schedule and whatever. So, it's like 9, 10 o'clock and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get in the shower. And my hair has started to hurt like my head. I think I was just mentioning it in the last video, and I think I got cut off, but someone had told me, like, when your hair is about to fall out or is going to start to fall out, it just like aches. Like for girls, when you've had, or men with man buns, like when you put your hair up in a ponytail and it's like too tight or it's been up too long and you take it down, it just like aches where that ponytail is. Like that's kind of how my whole head feels like. And so I get in the shower and I go to like wash my hair, and my whole head is just aching, and I just start sobbing because I'm like, this is awesome. Like my head hurts. My hair hurts, which you wouldn't think would normally happen. And then, I'm washing it and it's just coming out, and it's not like coming out in clumps, but it's like coming out definitely. And so that, is kind of hard to take, and it's on your birthday. And so I'm just crying in the shower, like, what is happening with my life? So my friend Chris came over. She brought me Chipotle and chips and guac, because that's pretty much the only thing that's really been sounding good lately is chips and guac from Chipotle. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a pregnancy craving, but it's just been sounding good. So I had her get it for me. So we were eating Chipotle, and she was trying to cheer me up. And it's not like I woke up and was like, I'm going to have a bad day. Like, I don't feel like I'm that kind of person. Like, I'm not like, I don't want this day to be good, so I'm just going to make it bad. But I just could not get out of the funk. Like, it was just, I was on the verge of tears most of the day, and I was just like, ugh. And I didn't want to be like that, because, all these people had been trying to make it a good day, and I was just, I don't know. So when she was here, Jordan brings in all the cards that everyone had sent me that he like set up, which my husband is amazing and I love him. He sent out like a flyer on Facebook, on like around the community. We live in a small community. He like sent it to like the schools. And so all these people like wrote me cards, sent me cards. Like I think the elementary, the junior high, and the high school of Eastwood, all like some people did cards. And then like his aunt works at a school in Michigan, and like she had classes like send cards. And it was like amazing, like so amazing, because we get all these cards, and I will show you. So he's like trying to cheer me up, and he brings in these tubs, and they're kind of separated enough so it doesn't look like as much. But like, here's one tub of all the ones that I still haven't opened. And then there's this tub of all the ones that I have opened. And then there's all these. Sorry, I'm doing this on a computer. Of like, those are all the ones from like the elementary schools, like from the schools. And there's like hundreds of things in there. And then one of his old coworkers made this balloon thing. And it's so cute. And it even has a little caterpillar right there, their little red thing. So cute. And then people like our neighbor gave us this super amazing potted plant, and hyacinth are my favorite, and they're so fragrant, and I love them. Hopefully you can still hear me. And then someone from my church made this mug, or got this mug made, and it has a picture of Grayson, and it's so cute. And then it says, "Dear Mom, I've always loved you, and I always will. Happy birthday." And people send us like a couple gift cards. And then this is like a head covering of Wonder Woman for when I lose my hair. And some Lifesaver gummies. And then someone sent us 3 big bags of Skittles, which is a lot. So it was like super nice. All these people took time out of their day, their money, and like sent me all these cards. And so I was reading them, and that what really was like one of the bright parts of the day, because it's like, how can you be super sad when you're reading this stuff from people that you have never met, that, you know, like, that's so touching. They have never met me. They know nothing, like they have no reason to send these cards, and then they send them, and it's just so touching. And then people that I like haven't seen in 10 years, and people from Jordan's work and his old work and my old work, and stuff. And it was really touching. So that was awesome. And I still obviously have a ton to go through. So that was like super cool. And then, so Grayson likes to like crawl along our couch. Like we have a big sectional, and he likes to crawl around it, but he has no sense of like, I can fall off this. Like he just dives headfirst off the edge, and he just trusts that we'll be there to catch him. And we always have been until yesterday. So I took my eye off of him for a minute, and he plunges headfirst off the couch, and he's screaming for like 25 minutes. And I'm sobbing because it's already a bad day and I was already crying anyway. And then he falls off the couch, and I feel like a horrible mother. And so, yeah, so that was like a huge deal. And he's like screaming, screaming, screaming. And finally, I'm like, okay, and I'm like, on the couch, like cuddling and trying to get him to calm down, or rubbing his face and his head. And then finally, I'm like, okay, like maybe I should stand up and just like distract him or something. I stand up, and literally he like stops crying, and Jordan walks in like 30 seconds later. And so I'm crying and Grayson's like, do, 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 do. And Jordan's like, are you okay? And I'm like, he was screaming up until like 20 seconds ago. Anyway, so did that. And then we ended up going out to eat with Jordan's like best friend that was in town later on. And Jordan was like, do you want to go out with them? Like, it's your birthday. It's up to you. Like, we don't have to. We can go by ourselves. And I was like, no, let's just do it, because that way it's not about me. I mean, it's my birthday, obviously, and that's why we're going out. But, like, it's not just, like, me and him. We're talking, and, like, I hope that doesn't sound bad. But, like, his friend, and, like, we could just talk about other stuff, and it wouldn't have to be, like, focused on me. And it ended up being really good and, like, exactly what I needed, just to snap me out of it. So it ended on a good note, which is I'm very grateful for. And we went to Carrabba's, one of my favorite restaurants, and they actually had the pork chops, because so many times we only go there on like special occasions, anniversaries, birthdays. That's about it. And so many times, like, we don't go there obviously that often, because there's only like one anniversary a year and 2 birthdays a year. And so many times they have not had the pork chops. And one time, maybe twice, I literally cried because I was so sad. I think I was pregnant the one time, so give me that. But yeah, like, so disappointed, because I'm so excited to go and get the pork chops, because I get the same thing every time, and then they don't have them. So they had them yesterday, and they're amazing. So got the pork chops. They gave me a free dessert that I brought home, because then we went to Lola's and got ice cream, and it was good. So it was a good night. It ended up being like, it ended on a high note. So that was good. So looking back, I have good memories of my birthday because it ended well. But yeah, so if you have cancer and it's your birthday, try to have a good day. But if you don't, it's okay. Or not even just cancer, just some other disease or something happening. Like, do what you want to do. I mean, it sucked that it was my birthday and I was down, but like, it's your day. Because I kept apologizing to Jordan. I'm like, I'm so sorry. You've tried so hard. And he's like, dude, it's fine. You know? So, I mean, obviously try and get out of it, but sometimes it's just, you have to process. And that if that happens on your birthday, then it happens on your birthday. So that's my 2 cents, my great wisdom from my life. But yeah, do what you got to do to get through. So thank you everyone who sent cards and who cared. And I really appreciated everything that everyone did. It was amazing. So talk to you later.